Right, so we've heard quite a bit during this conference already yesterday about the energy needs around data centers. We know this is one of the complicated issues that need to be resolved in this AI revolution. Now, according to the International Energy Agency, a single ChatGPT query consumes 10 times more energy than a classical Google search. So we can talk about all this with Bernard Fontana, Chairman and CEO of EDF. Thank you so much for joining us. So basically, you are pitching France as a great place for data centers in particular. First, because of course France has reliable, cheap energy. Can you tell us more?
Yes, all our customers for data center and AI want reliable electricity, competitive electricity, low carbon electricity, and quickly. And France has. The electricity is reliable. It is 99.9995%, so 5 and a 5. So it's quite reliable there. And we have close to 100 terawatt-hour available for those who want to put a data center. It is competitive, it needs to be. And currently the spread with Spain, it's in favor of France by €8 per megawatt-hour, 36 euros with Germany, and 51 euros with Italy, so double the price. And it's low carbon. 22 grams per kilowatt-hour for France. For continental France, it's even 9. But the 22, it's 4 times less than Spain and 8 times less than Germany. And we can provide a long-term contract to the customer and have a special focus to be fast for the customers.
And of course, France exports electricity for now, so they could export less and use some of that potentially to go towards data centers.
And we could export less, but also invest. Currently, we have in the pipe new generation, so really the availability is there.
And you mentioned that the electricity supply in France is reliable. And we know that is a key issue when it comes to data centers, make sure the energy comes in. They say the average outage duration exceeds 10 hours per year in the United States. That's more than 10 times higher than in France. That must be a key argument.
Yes, we are lucky. We enjoy a very good generation and a very good grid. So that's clearly an advantage. It is the famous 99.99995% that we can rely on, and we pay a great attention to continue on this trend.
And the other element that you are looking at now more and more as part of your business is helping for site installation. So on one side, of course, EDF is one of the biggest landowners in France as well. So you offer some turnkey sites on some of your old sites as well. So can you tell us more?
Yes, and I can give you a few examples. A few days ago, Opcor, which comes from the Iliad and Infravia, announced €4 billion investment for a data center on one of our sites in Montreux. It's in Seine-et-Marne, so close to Paris. And it used to be a coal generation factory. And we closed it 20 years ago. And the site is ready and connected, and it's a very good transformation. And the same in the east of France, again, a few days ago, Eclairion announced investment of data center. We have 2 sites in Moselle, Lamax and Richemont, with the same approach. And we have also, will come in a few weeks with further sites to put at disposal so that we can be very fast. Some data centers also come in places that are not our sites, and we support them. And recently we signed a long-term contract for Data4 to support them. So it's the full picture can be available.
And the key argument for this is that they are basically ready to plug into the grid. They can be used very, very quickly.
And we know absolutely that speed is essential. Also, we take care of the environmental approach around the sites, and we own a subsidiary called Dalkia that is able also to make optimization on the heat that comes from the data center. So it's the full package.
How about regulation? Because we're hearing a lot from a lot of speakers here that we need things to go quicker, and that in Europe, sometimes in France, it takes a long time before we can get a permit. So how is the landscape on that front?
So we can do it, we can anticipate. We know we have some environmental studies to make, so we can make them before, so that they are ready. And also France and the French president has announced recently a fast-track approach for some key projects in regions. And that's clearly the mindset, is to support the deployment of data centers in France.
Looking at other parts of your business, when it comes to nuclear engineering, how are you using AI exactly? I hear that you're doing digital twins of some of your plants. So can you tell us more about that?
Yes, so AI is important with the data center as supplier of electricity, but it's really integrated approach because we also use AI for our own efficiency. You have mentioned the digital twins, so we have digital twins, and AI with those simulations can help us to be efficient in engineering. We use it, for example, already for control command systems, which are complex, and they can help us save time. But also, we have a machine learning approach, and through machine learning, we could reduce by 30% our unplanned outages, because we can learn and anticipate. And there is a subject I like very much. It is what AI can bring us to be more efficient on the construction sites, because as you probably know, we're about to launch 6 plus potentially 8 more EPRs, so it's massive construction site, and here we see a lot of possibility. But we use also for other efficiency. The CEO of BPCO was mentioning customer management is the same for us. We have an app, EDF and Me, about your own building, and we have 210 million views per year. And AI can help us to be proactive with the customers. We can also optimize the flow of our processes. And on top of that, there is the internal efficiency, AI for everybody, as was said just before, and some transformative approach, because we don't want AI to acknowledge the complexity of our processes. We want to simplify and also be transformative. So a lot of room and a lot of opportunities there.
To go back to the engineering and AI using as a tool on this, we know 2-3 years ago there was an issue around the age of some nuclear reactors having to be stopped, to be repaired, etc. How much is AI a useful tool to address some of these issues?
So yes, we use it for efficiency. And we use it to save time on big construction sites. That's what our priorities are: safety, quality, and lead time, how to be fast. And here we get a lot of improvement. And we can see, I was yesterday on the site, I can see the ramp up of the efficiency of the outages.
There's the issue of preserving intellectual property while using some of these large language models. So how do you balance that as a business as well?
So for us, we are EDF, we have subsidiaries like Arabel, Framatome, our equipment suppliers, but also technology vendors. So IP is key, and so we have a charter so that we know we must be extremely careful on intellectual property, to respect the one of the others and to protect ours. So it's part really in depth in our processes already.
Yeah, because there is a critical security aspect to this.
Yes, so we know that when we get an insight, we have to be careful on what is behind in IP. We are very aware of that.
We've seen from some of the tech giants, whether it's Google, Amazon, or Microsoft, they all spotted the opportunity that nuclear energy is bringing in terms of low carbon, secure, cheap energy. And they are investing in some of that technology, particularly the small modular reactors. How much of an opportunity can this be in the future for EDF?
So sure, in the world, a lot of is done around those small modular reactors. We also developed one, which is called Neward, which is based on a very well-known technology, so that can be available quite quickly. And in the world, you have a lot of projects, and through Framatome for the reactor and Arabel solution for the turbine, we provide technology bricks to 30% of them. So it's something we monitor very carefully, and we believe that there will be application. For us in France, as we have the national grid and a lot of availability, we don't see a necessity for the moment to put SMR on a data center because we can integrate them in our national system. But clearly, in some other places, there may be a case.
it looks like the US for the moment on this sort of SMRs have an edge for now. When are you looking at rolling out some of the first ones?
Sorry?
When are you looking at rolling out some of the first SMRs? Is it around 2030?
So some are being built at OPG in Canada, at Darlington. So we see some coming, and we are in a learning curve. Some will fail because there are a lot of projects, but some will strengthen, and that's what is happening now.
Do you face any opposition from a social point of view in maybe seeing more of nuclear reactors, but a much smaller one, but potentially more on the landscape?
In France, EDF is traditional, and there is a very positive sentiment for nuclear. And